Well, I guess I'm ready to go on with this 86th day first video. It's only the third, I think, since I started syntax. Well, third day. All right, I've made another mistake. I said I listened to my videos. Once again, I've made a mistake in agreement in number. I said parentheses has another job to do. Parentheses, since it's plural, have. Parentheses, they have. That's a mistake in agreement, in number. I'm usually careful, but I wanted to point it out. You may be caught it. Okay, I've found out that there is a German engineer by the name of Thomas who has begun to watch these videos. And I need to speak slower, more slowly, not just for Thomas, but I should do that anyway, because I love the idea that some people who are not native English speakers might watch this. Hello, Thomas. Well, I have a reason for bringing this in. I can use this in my class. There are three things that I can use about the fact that Thomas is watching these videos. One, he's an engineer by trade. And an engineer, I think, can find a lot to like about Reed-Kellogg diagramming and syntax in general, because it is so precise, it is so accurate. It looks like the stuff of engineering. So that doesn't surprise me. Another thing, Thomas is German. Well, this works in German just fine. That's one of the things I learned when I was a kid and learned this for the first time. I only thought in terms of English. And it actually wasn't until I had been on this website, I'll tell you about that in a moment, for a while, until I realized that this system works in other languages, languages as exotic as Persian. And I'll tell you more about that later on. This sentence that I've got here could be said in German, and it would look basically the same. One of the things about German that is different from English is word order. It's one of the fun things about German is that you just don't create sentences in the same order that you do in English. But since Reed-Kellogg sentence diagramming does not really depend upon word order, that doesn't matter. Sometimes it's used as a way to criticize Reed-Kellogg diagramming. Can, that's capitalized. There's nothing new here. This is a sentence, or I could make this but. This is a sentence that has no syntax in it that I have not already taught you, I don't think. It would read, it starts here because it's capitalized, can you and your friend sing and dance well? But can you learn very quickly? But you can learn very quickly. See, you wouldn't actually know here in the second clause, does it start, is this also a question? This is a question. Call that a flaw if you want, but I think you would figure it out. Now, a couple things I want to show you about this, and I guess this would be a little bit new right here. If you think that well is modifying dance, can you dance well? Well, then you would put it doesn't matter how you sing. Can you sing and dance well? Well, you would do it like this. But if you feel that what's going on here is that well modifies both, I'm gonna put on a play, and maybe you will be in the play, but it's a musical. You're going to have to sing and dance well. Well, you bring them back together, and then well modifies both of those verbs within the simple predicate. Now, this is the simple predicate. That's part of what's called the complete predicate. Another thing that I want to show you before I just erase this is that a flaw in the English language is this word you. In a case like this, you pretty clearly is plural, you and your friend. Yeah, I was thinking about this sentence, and in dialect earlier, I had told you here in Dutch Corner, we might say, can yuns learn very quickly, yuns, to make it clear that it's plural. Or in the south of the United States, you might say, y'all. If you just say you, it's not clear. Sometimes people would say you guys. Can you guys learn? Or can all of you? Well, I was thinking about that. If it's you guys, guys does not really modify you. That's something to think about. In a way, you guys, or you all, it would be a pronoun. It would still go up here. But in Standard English, you just leave that mistake, that not completely understood part there. Now in German, this would not happen, because this would be a different pronoun, this would have a different ending, and in other languages as well. In Portuguese, this would not happen. All right, that's, in a way, that's to just... Oh, no, wait, I was going to close, but there is one other thing. This website here, usingenglish.com, Thomas might want to look at that already. I will tell you about it later myself. It's a very interesting website. And if you go there and you go to forums, and there you go to the part about analyzing English. Now the fact that that's spelled with an S, not a Z, shows that this is a British site. It also explains why on that site very few of the users are going to know Reed-Kellogg diagramming, because it's American and the British school system has not used it. Then if you look for my name, Frank Antonsen, you'll find a whole host of diagrams, and you may want to wait for that. But if you're curious, and why I think of this in terms of Thomas is because at one point I diagrammed on there a very complicated German sentence. In den alten Zeiten, wo das Wünschen noch geholfen hat, lebte ein König, dessen Töchter waren alle schön, and on it went. It's the opening sentence of one of the Grimm brothers' fairy tale, The Goose Girl. And I'm quite sure that it's on there. It could be found. Now, it would take some looking. And I diagrammed some 30 or 40 Shakespearean quotes. But I was going to tell you about that later, but some of you might get curious and want to go look. So there you go. One more video, I think, today.